Hey, everybody. This is Hasta Abajo. I'm Camila Ramon.
And I'm Meli Ortiz. And today we have a really fun episode because it's all about weddings and how to get back on track after travel, vacations. You know, we're at the point where it's like the end of the summer. So what do we eat? What do we order? How to get back into routine of workouts? We got so many questions to ask and maybe some answers to give. And we're even going to tap into our own wedding experiences. So welcome to the show, everyone.
Welcome, everybody. And I love a good wedding, so get excited. It's going to be a party. I love a good wedding, Meli.
Oh, yes. And you have a lot to talk about because you just came back from one.
I just came back from one of the most amazing weddings. Like, I've been to a lot of amazing weddings, and I don't want to say like which one was my favorite also because it's like each one has their own thing. Like, I love celebrating love. I love to see two people I love. You know, I'm a crier, so I be crying like I gotta take my lash glue because my lashes be coming off because, you know, I be going all out. I love to do my makeup. I love to go full out. I went to a Cuban Indian fusion wedding. It was like such a beautiful spectacle of two cultures fusing together.
Girl, I mean, first off, Latino weddings be lit as hell. But okay, I've never been to an Indian wedding, which I'm kind of jealous. I'm actually really jealous. That fusion between Indian and Cuban, that had to be epic. Yes.
Beyond epic. So I was asked to do a dance performance at the Sangeet, which is like a celebration before the wedding. Indian weddings can be very, very long. So this is like a 2-day kind of extravaganza. So from what I hear, it was one on the shorter end. But for me, like, it was like we get 2 wedding parties.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, it was so lit. So my friend calls me and she's like, hey, do you want to be a part of like the Sangeet dance? And I was like, for sure. She's like, you need to, what are you going to wear? Because we were thinking about wearing. So I was like, should I ask to borrow? So I asked my friend to borrow like some, like a dress because I didn't have any like traditional outfits. So like,
I mean, you don't just have one of those traditional outfits just laying around your closet.
Yes, and I was pronouncing everything wrong. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be at the Sangeet, and then I need a lehenga. No, it's Sangeet and lehenga. So my friends were all like, yeah, you can wear whatever you want. You can wear whatever you want, like no pressure. And then I sent a picture, and they were like, oh, we're wearing this. And I was like, oh, excuse me. So I had to order a lehenga. And let me tell you, it was like, I'm so glad that I did because it was like my favorite thing to wear, like ever. It was absolutely incredible. So then my friend who's a choreographer, like she's danced for like Don Omar and like tours with artists all the time.
No big deal.
She did a choreo for it and like she sent it to us via video, but like I'm not a good choreography learner through video, especially because you have to mirror. So I was like stressed out because I had like so much travel leading up to it and I only had a chance to like go on FaceTime with her and like learn it from her one day.
I mean, it's a good thing you were a professional dancer because I, however, would have extremely failed.
Well, I mean, the reality is that I haven't danced in so long that I was like, do I still got it?
Girl,
like,
that shit's like riding a bike. You definitely had that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I was like stressed out. So then I found out that she had like looked up like what each movement means in the culture just to make sure that like, obviously she pulled inspiration from like other like Bollywood clips and things like that. But yeah. She did like such a good job with her research. And then she like taught it to me. And then I like flew to Miami. On my way to Miami, the flight was diverted to West Palm because there were like strong winds. And the airline was like, we don't have enough gas. We have to stop by West Palm. And I had the rehearsal that morning. So mind you, I had only rehearsed it once. Then we had the rehearsal and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, guys. So I had to like, after like an hour and a half of like delays, we went to like the U-Fit in West Kendall and like my friends waited for me. They like taught it to me. And then I was like, okay, I think I got this. Then we had another rehearsal the morning of and I was feeling much more confident. And honestly, we did the performance and we slayed.
Love.
Like it was so great. But everyone performed, like the women of the family, the men of the family. There were like special performances by like the little nieces and the groom gave her a surprise performance too. I was like, I want literally everyone for whatever party I throw to like be required to perform for me.
Girl, I saw the videos that you posted on IG and I was like, damn, that looks so cool. It looked really fun. And I also do love that about, I think it's more towards like Indian weddings where they do, you know, synchronized performances / dance. And I've never been to, like I said, one of those weddings or taken in one. So that looks hella cute, hella fun. And I hope that your friend drops that wedding video because it's gonna be mad cool.
It's gonna be incredible. And like this is like my friend that I was on the dance team with. So like we have like a really strong, like it's like you and Isa being a part of like, the football team, like the national team. Like you guys were like together so oft, like for so long that you have like that special kind of friendship. Like that's my friend Celise for me. So it was like so sweet. But girl, when I tell you that I was in Miami on Saturday night and the wedding so the wedding ended like at midnight. Then they had an after party. I did not go to the after party because I had to fly back at 6 a.m. because I taught three classes
I'm a little bit disappointed.
The following day.
I'm a little bit disappointed.
Bitch, the way we just got 4K cameras, my eyes would have been bloodshot red if I would not have gone to sleep.
That's so true. I forgot about the 4K.
Yeah, you can see my eye bags in 4K now. And I was looking at them. I was like, oh, she's looking a little rough.
But to be honest, I feel like your fans, like the people that ride and take your classes, they would have been like, oh, she had a great weekend. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like they would have been supportive of those eye bags.
For sure, if I still did a great job of like teaching a class, but I'm not gonna sacrifice my job or my professionalism to spend 5 hours with my friends twerking in a penthouse. I would love to have done that. I would absolutely have loved that. But I love my sleep, and I'm over the age of 30, so it's a non-negotiable.
That's true. So how does one be proud yet disappointed at the same time of their friend? You know what I mean? Like, I'm proud of you for being an adult and taking the responsibility and saying, I got a job. I have to hop on a plane. I can't miss the flight. And I have three classes to teach. But then you're just like, damn, like, I wish you would have went to that after party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like we need to be honest with you right now and say that you're being a little toxic. You want me to succeed, right?
I do. I'm proud of you. It's just me. It's me. Dude, if like all my friends know me, I'm the one that's like, yeah, let's go to the party. Let's go to the after party. And they're like, you're being a little annoying. Like, we're over 30. And I'm like, shit, you're right. I feel like I'm still 20.
I'm always down to go to the after party, but not if I have to teach 3 classes.
Facts.
Like you, like on camera, the lights are bright, and then people come a long way. I'm not going to disappoint people and teach a shitty class. That's just not me.
I respect that.
I do also, however, think that no matter what the circumstances might be, like I've taught by mistake, like almost overdosed on acetaminophen because I took Midol and Dayquil at the same time, and I was like on fucking crack, bitch. I thought I was gonna die. And I still delivered. That was like, I'm unsure if I'm going to pass out on this bicycle right now. It's going to be recorded live. People are going to be like, oh my God, that's the girl who passed out.
And to be honest with you, if I'm about to go on camera the next day, I'm like, nobody talk to me, nobody call me, nobody text me. So I'm just being a hypocrite, a damn straight hypocrite. Because I'm like, I don't go out the night before. Hell no.
You've been to 2 weddings this year, right?
I think so. Maybe. It feels like it. I've definitely been to one. I'm trying to think of when the other one was. Maybe. Yeah. This year, like, where are we this year? I don't even know where we are. Yeah. And the weddings were phenomenal. Last year I went to a wedding in Colombia. The year before I had my wedding in Colombia. This year we went to a wedding in Puerto Rico. Yeah. So all are different, right? In their own angle. Even if you go to like, there's a big difference between a Cuban wedding to a Puerto Rican wedding to a Colombian wedding. Like everybody has their own cultures. And one of my favorite things is, I guess this is more leaning into my Colombian culture, is La Hora Loca. And I know.
I love La Hora Loca.
Me too.
Give me the limbo stick immediately. Yes. Put it as close to the ground as you can get.
Yes.
I want that internal rotation of the knees and a full back bend with the scapula slightly grazing the ground. I will find my way through that limbo stick without touching it, all right? I'm not going to be the one that knocks it down.
I'm literally breaking my back, like tearing my ACLs just to do a great limbo performance. And shout out to the liquor in my system at that point, because that's what's really oiling those knees. So about weddings, Cami, now that we're on that subject matter, you got married, I feel like it's been almost 10 years now. How long has it been?
In January, it's gonna be 10 years. It's crazy. I got married when I was a baby to the love of my life. I got really lucky.
I love that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And wait, wow. So we're going to have a whole podcast on that 10-year anniversary. Holy shit.
Yeah, maybe. We're thinking about doing like a vow renewal because I think I talked about this on the podcast before, but when we did our vows for our wedding, we were like what 24 or something, and like I was like, yeah, well, let's not make a big deal about like vows or whatever, like just do like whatever you want. He's like, we'll keep it short, and I was like, yeah, keep it short. And then I overextended myself, and then Luciano was like, you made me look like shit because my vows were so short and yours were so long, so now we have to have a vow renewal. I was like, when we hit our 10-year anniversary, we can have a vow renewal.
Oh my God, girl, we're almost the same on this. So during our wedding, Christian and I, we had so we didn't have like a priest, right? We had what you call is una boda simbólica. So it's like a symbolic wedding. And the lady who conducted our wedding, how do you say that? I don't even know how to say. Officiated. That's the word. The lady who officiated our wedding was phenomenal. She had a voice of an angel, of a goddess. No joke. Like, everyone after the wedding was like, who was this woman? How do I hire her? Not to be my like wedding officiant, but to just have her in my ear like all the time, because she literally was an angel. And so I have to tell this story right before I get to the vows part. So before the wedding actually started, we had our officiant like come into our hotel rooms like individually. So she went to Christian's room, she went to my room, and then I was obviously with my bridesmaids. My mom was in there, my grandma was in there, obviously the makeup artist, as we were finishing getting ready. And so she looks to me and she said, how are you feeling? Are you nervous? And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not like nervous. I just have like these butterflies. She's like, okay, do you want to do something to like calm it down? Like something like good vibes, like have this aura. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I was like, okay, I don't even know what this is, but okay. So she goes and she tells everyone, can you guys all give us just like 5 minutes? Just everybody leave the room. I'm going to be with Melissa. And so we sit down and she's like, okay, close your eyes. And so I close my eyes and she starts doing this breathing exercise. So I'm like, breathe in, breathe out. And she's talking to me. And all of a sudden I smell something. And I'm like literally like one eye open. I'm like,
Pan de bono.
Girl, I wish. I thought it was fucking marijuana.
Oh, she's like, here, eat this gummy.
So I was like literally one eye open. I was like, what is that? And she's like, no, don't worry. It was like an incense, just a calming, which was beautiful. And then she like just shared these words that like after I did this breathing exercises, which actually kind of correlates to like life in general, it really calms your nerves. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So fast forward a little bit after my room, she went into Christian, my husband's like hotel loft room thing. And so my dad, my brother, my nephew, who at the time was probably like almost only like 6 years old, all his groomsmen were in there. And so my dad, my brother, and my nephew were like upstairs in the loft, and they were all chilling downstairs, like drinking, like having whiskey and whatever. And all of a sudden my brother goes to my husband and he was like, hey bro, and they're super close. So he was like, hey bro, you guys do whatever you want, but just like, can you not like light up like marijuana in the hotel room as my son is in here? And Christian was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what? He's like, yeah, like I smell something. He's like, no, that's not us. Like, that's the incense that the lady just put on in the room. My dad was like, what the hell is
your dad walked in and
he's
like, este drogadicto que se va a casar con mi hija.
Literally, what has been this front that he put on all these years? Okay, so that was that. And then speaking about the vows of why we were talking about vows. So she does this incredible ceremony. We're like on this terrace looking over the ocean in Cartagena. And so we got to the vows part and we had this little booklet, and I had engraved this booklet where we wrote each of our vows. So he had his and I had mine. So it comes to our vows and I go first, and mine is like hella cute. It's like romantic. It's like all that you want out of like what your wife is saying. And it was like in Spanish and English. I made it my own, and I had people like crying. It was amazing.
Wow.
So then he goes, and I just want to like asterisk this side note. Like, Christian's funny. Like, we both have like different personalities in our own sense, but like I'm the more like lively, outspoken one. And he's the one that's more like you know, you know how Christian is. He's like more to himself, but in front of people, that's what the funny part was, is that he starts saying his vows, and this guy all of a sudden becomes the comedian. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And he's like, you know, vow number one, vow number two. One of the vows was like laundry. You know, I could leave my laundry not folded for 10 days. The bed, you're making the bed. Like dish, like he just starts, like everyone's cracking up. I think he maybe even threw in like farts in there. And I'm like, oh. And so after the wedding, he's like, I just wanted to make a point that I was the funny one today. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I feel that. I also like remembering my wedding. It was just like, so we were like babies and we were like, we don't want to do something like big. Like I didn't want my parents to feel like they had to spend money. Like you were like, I didn't have like a traditionally like religious wedding in a church or something like that. I legit got married underneath a tree next to alligators on the grass. Like, and it was incredible. It was like so beautiful. That's why I'm also saying like I love weddings because everyone's wedding is so different and so special in its own way. Whether or not I'm dancing with my chancletas on because never pata sucia on some grass, or if I'm like going to a 3-day wedding destination extravaganza, I still have the same amount of fun in both. And like I still like, the important thing is like the relationship between the two people that are getting married and like how we can celebrate them. I will say that the one thing that is always like runs true is that a wedding is the best place where you can tell whether or not somebody who is attending is a fuckboy. Oh, because I feel like people's true colors come. And I feel like it's like the pool of like where you can be like, oh yeah, no, yeah, red flag, okay, green flag, you know, like there's just so much to like observe. And if you love people watching like I do, there's just so much to see.
Okay, wait, so I have something on that too. At my wedding, so again, it was in Cartagena, and I don't know why, like I was never the little girl that was like, you know, when you're a little girl, you like dream, yeah, I want to have a wedding. I want to have, you know, a family. I was never like that little girl, but I don't know. As I got older, I was like, when I get married, I want to have my wedding in Cartagena. Mm-hmm. And so I also was never like that bougie type. Like, I don't know. It's like always kind of just more, not hippie, but like, I don't know, like love is love. And like you do it your own way, like you said. And so we were picking out the venue. We went to go to a few spots like 6 months before our wedding, or no, sorry, at a year before our wedding. And finally narrowed down where we wanted to get married. And then a month before the wedding, I went with my parents while Christian was on his bachelor party, and we went to do like the food tasting. And so while I was there, you know, we already had like nailed down everything that we wanted for the wedding, the flowers, the decor, the music, which is the most important part of any wedding, by the way.
Shout out DJ Kenji Sukar. He was on the podcast. He was my DJ for my wedding. He was so lit.
Very good episode. And so then we had like an orchestra, what you call a band. Sorry, okay. I'm thinking in Spanish and English. And then the DJ. And we even had in Puerto Rico what you call a, oh my God, what do you call them? The people that rhyme. I forget the name. This is going to come back to me.
A poet?
So no. It's a whole thing. Shit, I forgot. I should call my husband in here. So where this is going is that while we're doing our food tasting a month before the wedding, I'm like seeing this other wedding take place, and there's fireworks. And I'm like, oh, fireworks. I was just like, nah, that ain't me. It was never me. I never wanted fireworks. That's like hella bougie. That's not my shit. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, fireworks? Could it be? And so I literally asked the wedding planner.
You're so extra.
No, seriously, and I'm not really extra, and I became extra, like AKA Bridezilla. No, just kidding. So I asked the wedding planner, and I'm like, so how much does fireworks cost in Colombia? And I'm thinking, you know, US prices. I'm like, this is going to be a couple grand. I ain't doing this. And she's just like, well, how many minutes? I'm like, well, what are the options? She's like, there's like a 2-minute show. There's like a 5-minute show. There's a 10, 15-minute show. I'm like, nah, all we need is like a few minutes. She's like, yeah, it will be like, I don't know, dude, it was like $500. I was like,
I'll take
where
it.
do I sign? Yeah.
You know what? Hell
Where do I
yeah.
sign? I'm like this shit up, light this shit up. And so I got fireworks. And it was incredible because it was a surprise for all the guests. So after our ceremony, we went up to this other terrace to have cocktail hour. And all of a sudden it was sunset and then bah, 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 fireworks. And it was incredible. I'm like, can we relive this moment? So that's my fireworks story.
Love. I have a question. You're still Melissa Ortiz. You didn't change your last name, right?
Correct.
Are you going to?
You didn't either, right?
No.
You didn't either.
No. Fuck the patriarchy. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I agree.
Listen, I don't know if I will change it. I feel like eventually, like, I might, like, want to figure out, like, what we're gonna do. Like, I want to also, like, my kids. You know, I think we have to make a decision as a family, but we haven't gotten there yet. I think a lot of it.
Well, that decision ain't touching my name.
I also, like, I'm not opposed to a hyphen situation.
Yeah, but does he also do the hyphen?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But also, like, I'm so lazy. Like, why is it that then, like, we have to be the ones that take care of, like, the changing your social security, getting a passport, driver's license? Like, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
There we go. That's your answer. You just answered your own question. No, I have a friend who like did that whole ordeal and changed her last name. Girl, she had to pay like thousands of dollars, pay this service to do it all for her, which exists now to these days because you used to back then have to do it individually. But I ain't doing that. But also,
it's a scam. It's a scam by the government. They just want more of your money.
For real. Yeah, no, for real. Oh, what? Women couldn't buy houses way back when? Oh, let's keep making them fight for their rights. No. So when it came to like our conversation around it, and honestly, thankfully, amen, it wasn't even really a conversation because in Puerto Rico, actually, the women keep their own last names. And so I was like, it was already like, I was already not going to do it. But then I learned that his mom also still has her last name, like as her, it's just her name.
Yeah.
So I was like, hell yeah, this is amazing.
My husband's mom also did the same thing. She ended up changing her last name, but that's after she had kids because she kind of like felt left out. So she was like, I want to change my last name and like, I'll do it now. But she like always kept her last name until then. I got a lot of questions on Instagram when I was like, hey, like, guys, let's talk about this. Like, I've been traveling. Like, what can I support you with, right? I reached out to some of the people on my broadcast channel, and I got some questions about, like, food. And I think this is a great moment for because we've been traveling so much all summer. And I think that one of the things that we both try to do is like immediately, especially when you're traveling so much, like you can't just like delay a whole week in between about coming back to your routine and your workouts and your nutritional regimen. Because if not, you're just going to feel like shit. And I'm not at the point in my life where I just want to walk around feeling bloated for no reason or feeling like shit or like low energy.
Girl, I can truly speak from experience literally last week. So I went to Japan and I got back, and on my way back, one of my best friends gave me this tip. Since I do travel so much, she's like, what do you do like when you get home? You have no groceries in your fridge, clearly. And so what you end up doing, you know, when you get back from a trip that you just spent money on is spend more money on ordering delivery, on getting, you know, your Uber Eats, your DoorDash, all that stuff. And so what I wanted to do was one, avoid that, and two, already stack my fridge so that I'm continuing to eat healthy and then saving money and not spending $100 on delivery. So I Instacarted as I'm on my flight. I'm literally Instacarting my grocery delivery.
I do that too.
So not only So not only are we saving money, right, by the groceries, but we are also making healthy choices, and we're also saving time. We ain't walking or driving our asses to the supermarket and spending an hour on doing all that. So that's what I call success. Instacart is success.
Yeah, I do Whole Foods delivery. So I'm going to start doing that. Like I'm going to start doing it a little bit earlier because normally I get home and at least my first meal is always like, oh, I'm just going to get a salad somewhere or like figure out what food it is. Or honestly, a pizza. Last night after I taught my classes, we ordered pizza and it was glorious. But I was like, no, I want vegetables. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'll usually slip in a few like, you know, vitamin C or like those little small juices, immunity juice boosters into that grocery delivery because you did just travel wherever you came from. Maybe your sleep was off, maybe you're drinking, maybe you're eating, whatever the hell it was that you're doing on your vacay, which you deserve, because you know my motto, you know my thing. When I'm on vacation,
Right,
I
but
say,
what if you're not on vacation?
true. You still need to, push yourself back into routine. So you need that immunity booster.
Yeah.
That a booster. So I always add those little shots.
Let's say you go to a restaurant, like what is it that you're looking towards? Obviously I know you and I'm the same way. Like if we want something, we want to treat ourselves, we're gonna eat whatever it is that we want. It's all about moderation and like making sure that like you are consuming the things that make you happy and that you want to eat. If you want a burger, you have a burger. If you want a pizza, you have a pizza. But also like there's a line between like eating that every day and then feeling like shit and bloated, which I don't like to feel, especially because I have to come back and like be on camera. What do you choose when you go to a restaurant normally?
I think it depends on the travel. So, for instance, like I said, was just in Japan, and that was vacation. And so, in a place like that, you're eating really good quality food. Even at the restaurants, you're having a lot of sushi, nigiri. It's a lot of protein. So, I try to prioritize the protein intake, whether that's like via sushi, which doesn't like nigiri doesn't have a lot of carbs. It's a little bit of rice. But then, of course, like I'll treat myself to whatever. Like we went to Italy last year, and Italy, I was gonna down that pasta, but that pasta hits different, and I don't get bloated when I'm in Italy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then
but let's talk about like travel within the U.S. Like, be real.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is my thing. So I travel a lot within the US, obviously covering soccer games. And I'm telling you, from big cities like New York to places like, I don't know, St. Louis, St. Paul, Minneapolis, like, random cities that don't have as many options as like big cities. And so what I try to do is, one, our phone is like the best thing ever, because we do also have, like I just said, Instacart, we have delivery, we have DoorDash, we have Uber Eats, we have all these delivery services. And so if I don't see a good place walkable near me, I am that one person out of my coworkers that wakes up and DoorDashes my healthy breakfast. And so I show up to like our meeting and I have like a smoothie in hand. They're like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, DoorDash. And they're like, "Where'd you get this?" And I have like this nice, like healthy salad. I don't know. They're like, "Where'd you get that?" I'm like, Uber Eats, like whatever delivery service. So
Nice.
That's my go-to. Yeah. What about you?
I'm not that much of a DoorDash delivery girl, but I think that's also maybe because I haven't been like I just started traveling as much as you travel. I'm more so like a protein forward, vegetable and fruit forward girl. So like if I know that I'm going to find my way to carbs, because there's so many times when you're traveling that like there's no other option but pasta, lasagna, whatever, or like whatever like the crew is serving that day is just the food that's available, and that's totally fine, and I will consume that and be happy with it. So whenever I have the option to make choices for myself, I choose the things that I know potentially are not going to be available later in the day, whether that be eggs and fruit, whether that be steak and asparagus or vegetables or broccoli or whatever it is that my body's craving and asking me for at that moment. And I think also like protein forward moments are really great, especially like when I'm at the airport, instead of like maybe potentially getting like a bagel, I'll get like egg bites or a yogurt or fruit, or because I know when I'm on the plane, they're gonna give me sun chips, and I love a good sun chip, or the Biscoff crackers when you fly Delta.
Biscoffs.
Oh my God. Yeah. Iconic.
So good.
So when you have the option to make your own decisions, like just choose the things that you know are not going to be as easily accessible later on in the day. And back in the day, I used to always, like when I would go to a restaurant, be like, oh, the best choice is potentially a salad when you go out to eat, which is not always the case, because the salads sometimes have so much in them, and like the dressing is crazy, like you don't know what it is. So sometimes I'll just go for like fish, or I'll go for chicken, or I'll go for a steak. Like we underestimate like how good a steak is. Like,
oh, I love
there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, talking about getting back into routine and like preparing for what's next. How do you get back into routine right away in like fitness-wise workouts? Yes.
Yeah, I was really struggling with that today, because literally, okay, so the Indian wedding that I was telling you guys about like happened over the weekend, and this is the morning after. So I went to sleep yesterday early. I slept. It was like 8:30 in the morning today, which is late for me to wake up. But I was like, I couldn't open my eyes. Like my eyes were like glued shut. I legit like grabbed caffeine and drank it from my bed. And I was like, you have to. I was like, at that point, I had no choice. I was like, you have to get up at least like just like a 30-minute workout at home. So honestly, the best thing that I do when I'm not feeling motivated to work out is turn on the Peloton app. Like my colleagues are incredible. I did 20 minutes of upper body with Tunde, and then I did 10 minutes of core with Katie. So lit, iconic. I was sweating my ass off. Like my arms were shaking, my core was shaking. Incredible. And then I just had like breakfast, and now I'm here with you recording the podcast. So
I love it. You did that like in your family room? You did that at home?
yeah, I just laid out a mat and I grabbed my dumbbells and I did it.
That is commitment. I'm so proud of you,
so,
girl.
Yeah, so like if I think scheduling in advance too, so you don't have the option to be like, oh no, I'll just do it later. Because like later, I have to go into the studio and I'm teaching classes, but I'm teaching only cardio, and I have to get my strength training in, because if not, then I don't feel like strong in my body. Like I want to feel like I have strength goals right now that I'm like trying to get into. So.
Yeah, well, it's crazy because last week, as you know, Cami, like I was sick. I was pretty sick, like woman down.
Yeah.
And so what I wanted to do was get right back into routine, but I actually ended up listening to my body, and I knew my body was fighting something, which actually involved me having to take antibiotics. So I was like, okay, I don't want to do strength workouts because you do break down your muscles, which your kidneys also have to filter. Yeah. So I haven't done strength workouts since way before my vacation, which is okay. Yeah. Because I've learned over time, because I mean, Meli 5 years ago would have never listened to her body. It would have jumped right into strength, sprints, you name it. And Meli, today's day and age, listens to my body. And maybe it's because I'm like 35 now, who knows? But I also am wiser and respect like what my body has to go through just to get over, like, say, an illness or whatever it's fighting. So I just hydrated and I didn't jump into it. However, this is a new week and I'm really excited and I really woke up like motivated. But I already know I have to take it little by little and I don't want to overdo it. So this morning I actually went on like a 45-minute walk, and then later this evening I'm going to go do yoga. And that's my day. Yeah, that's my day one. And I already told myself that.
I will say, like, we're talking about travel in a different way because we're also talking about like travel, frequent travel and like business travel and like options where we don't really have like a huge grace period, because if we give ourselves a week after every time that we come back, we're traveling every weekend. So like we would be traveling consistently. If you go on vacation and it takes you like 2 weeks to get really back into the swing of things afterwards, like you're gonna be all right, especially if you don't travel often. Like, do not be so hard on yourself, be kind to yourself. And also remember that I think for me in the past, like one of the things that has affected me the most, sorry, my nose is very itchy. One of the things that has affected me the most is like when I come back from travel and I completely lose track of everything, right? So if you come back, you give yourself grace and you slowly start to build back up and not like eliminate everything, or not just completely forget all about your nutrition and like just eat like shitty food that's going to make you feel inflamada and like shit, and like completely forget about your workouts. Yeah, you're going to feel like shit for the following week, but like just do your best to try to keep at least like one thing constant, whether you take it a little bit lighter on your workouts and you go out on walks, but then you're focusing a little bit more on your nutrition or reincorporating things little by little. We're not perfect. We have to give ourselves grace, and there's absolutely no guilt that you should feel if you're enjoying yourself during vacation. So be nice to you, okay?
Do that.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Now every episode, Cami and I leave you with more of the two things that we love the most, música y el fútbol. And this segment is, of course, called Hágame Famosa. Cami, you go first. What is on replay right now, or an artist that you're listening to?
I'm not going to talk about that today. Today I'm going to talk about, and listen, I respect and really like Maluma. I'm not going to say like he's like on my playlist on repeat. Like there are obviously like extremely great songs that I listen to, and in live and in concert, I would say he's one of the best artists that I've ever seen. He's like Coldplay. Like he has like the whole setup, like Daddy Yankee. But I do have to show the man some respect because he called somebody out. I think it's also because he's a new father.
Saw it.
he called somebody out on his concert because they went to his concert with a 1-year-old baby and the baby did not have ear protection. He's like, the baby's not a toy. Do you think this is an appropriate place for you to bring your baby? Absolutely not. Like, get out of here. Like, put at least an ear covering on your child in a concert venue. Sometimes I be at those Latino concert venues and they play the music so fucking loud. I had to ask the security guard for earbuds or ear protectors, hearing whatevers, because I thought that I was going to go deaf. And mind you, I teach in loud ass rooms every day of my life. Like, I know what it feels like to be in a place of danger hearing wise. One of the concerts that I went to, which I will not name, I probably lost 10% of my hearing just that evening. The bass was so loud. It was like reverberating. I could feel it on my chest. You know when like you're so close to the bass thing that like you feel out of breath? Like, that's how loud it was. And I was like, everyone in the rows that I was at, like champagne problems, I was like in the second row. But I was like, we were all covering our ears, like looking around like we're not going to be okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's not okay. And I've also recently went to a concert where the bass was hella loud. I took my parents as a surprise. My parents literally had to put like earplugs in.
I take earplugs everywhere I go now. Just
wow. It's insane. Okay, so in my world of sports, football, first off, I wanted to highlight this jersey I have on. If y'all are watching this episode, if you're watching the video.
Wait, that is swag.
Look at the back.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I almost just tripped. I almost just fell over.
No, you're good.
This is the Tampa Bay Mutiny. This is a throwback. When I was little, I used to go to these MLS games, whether it was Miami Fusion or Tampa Bay Mutiny. Valderrama used to play actually for both teams, but I found this. I forget how I got this kit, but I'm obsessed. This is a big throwback. So if you're a kit collector or like soccer jersey lover, this one's it. I know we have a lot of listeners that also watch us on YouTube. So then what else do I have to talk about? NWSL, big game coming up this week. Bay FC taking on Angel City. It's like a California rivalry in women's soccer here in the United States, Women's League. And then WSL, which is a women's super league, the soccer of England, the football of England. That's about to kick off. The season's about to kick off. The first game starts September 5th. Some good headline games: Chelsea, Man City. We have Tottenham, West Ham, Liverpool, Everton, which is a rivalry in itself. So soccer season's about to kick off, Cami, again on that side of the world, and it's continuing in the US. And if you're stay tuned into the WNBA as well. So yeah, that's what I got on my news.
Thanks, Meli. And I have to say, like, we have to find one of those jerseys for me too, because like, so good. She was not lying, you guys. I can see it. Well, on that note, thank you for joining us. That was our episode of Hasta Abajo. Keep going to your weddings. Keep partying it up. Keep celebrating your friends. And remember, just try to get back into things. Do not be so hard on yourself. And we'll catch you next time, yeah?
Y dale hasta abajo.
Hasta abajo, baby. Bye. Hasta Abajo is an iHeart women's sports production in partnership with Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment.
For more podcasts, listen to the iHeart Radio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.